let's go. All right, so in today's video, this is mostly very small business related video, okay? So if you're interested in growing your little business or just moving your platform to another one, then stick around. You might want to go ahead and just listen to these tips and the big differences between these two companies, okay? So let's go ahead and begin. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my notebook and my pen, and I'm just basically gonna tell you guys just right straight out the bat the differences between each. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you in so you guys can see and follow along. I know that I usually like put it over here, but this time it's just a plain simple pen and paper. Now what we'll be discussing is for the items that I currently sell at my shop. If your items are somewhat related to what I'm talking about, then this is really good for you, or really good advice, especially if you're just beginning on opening your shop. Okay, so what I sell in my shop are actually the following things. Okay, cash envelopes, that's what I sell in my little shop. If you guys would like to check it out, I'm gonna leave it down below. Okay, so as you can see, these cash envelopes, they don't weigh anything. Literally super does not weigh not one thing. And usually when I ship out my products, I put them really nice in a 6x9 envelope that's not padded. Okay, now I get these basically at the Dollar Tree. It comes 8 for $1, so I think that's a really good price. Now let's go ahead and see the differences. So I'm currently at Big Cartel. That's where I decided to move to. However, when I first began doing my online business, I began with Etsy. Okay, so I began my Etsy shop on 11/17/2020. It was really close to my birthday. And I decided to open my shop because basically a little young girl kind of inspired me, because she was selling stickers and she got on Etsy and she was super inspiring. So I just decided, you know what, if this little girl can do it, then so can I. So I decided to open up my Etsy shop, to find out really quick that it's not what it seems to be. So as soon as I opened up my shop, they did tell me that I will get charged 20 cents each time I decided to list something. So I said, okay, 20 cents does not seem like much. It's fine. Hold on, that's kind of gonna change in a little bit. So with each transaction that you do on Etsy, you get charged a shipping transaction, okay? You also get charged a transaction fee. You also get charged another charge. However, for some reason, this other charge didn't even have anything right next to it. So we're just gonna go ahead and call it a fee air charge. Okay. They also charge an auto list renew sold. Okay, that means that whenever you are listing a brand new item, you have the option of whether or not to have it automatically renewed or manually renewed. Now, me being forgetful, I always sometimes forget stuff, so I decided to go ahead and put on the auto renew, which kind of bit me later on, but it's fine. We're gonna put over here the auto renew. And there's also a multi-quantity fee sold, okay? And that is when people buy multiple items, you also get hit with that fee. Multi-quantity fee. All right. Now, what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and basically give you the example of the same type of order. So when I started my shop, a lot of people started supporting my little shop, as well as in the Big Cartel, okay? So I took 2 different orders, but relatively the same. They were both going to the same state, both were ordering the same quantity, so I decided to do a back-to-back and just show you guys the differences, okay? So I believe I was on Etsy probably close to maybe like 2 or 3 weeks, around that, and then I decided to transition onto Big Cartel, okay? Now, with the example that I just gave you, we're gonna go ahead and look into the shipping costs. Now, you would think that it wouldn't cost me so much for me to send out an envelope or envelopes that don't weigh that much, but hear me out. Even from the very, very get-go, for some reason in my mind, I thought that I could simply put these envelopes in a regular mailer, okay? Just like a regular stamp. But I came to find out that it wasn't super professional to do that, because obviously if you are selling a good to somebody, you want them to have a tracking number, okay? So in order for you to provide that tracking number to your customer, because that's how you have to start viewing them as, you have to buy a first class label. Each of these first class labels ranges probably from like $2.50 or up, okay? Or up to $4. It just depends. So on that same order, okay, now I'm telling you back to back, on that same Etsy order, I got charged $3.56 for that label, okay? And that is the first class label, which, okay, that's fine. I started charging for the shipping on my Etsy, and I started charging for the shipping on my Big Cartel. Now, on Big Cartel, they charged me, or actually the customer in both instances, $3.18, okay? Which is right away, right off the bat, you can see that this one over here has lesser shipping charges, okay? Now, both of these were sent out as United States Postal Service, which is USPS. All right, now let's head into the shipping transaction fee. I got hit on Etsy 46 cents for a shipping transaction fee, okay? Let me zoom you in. I also got hit with a transaction fee for 48 cents. Okay, over here, I didn't get hit with a transaction fee, shipping transaction fee at all. For a transaction fee, I didn't get hit at all. Okay. For that air charge fee that I really to this day don't even know what it was for, I got hit with 82 cents for that. For the auto renew, I got hit with 20 cents. Okay. For the multi-quantity being sold, now like I mentioned to you guys, both orders the same. They order 3 over here, they order 3 over here. I got hit $1 just because my friend that supported my shop decided to buy multiple items. Okay. Now, over here, I didn't get charged that weird charge that shows up. I didn't get charged for the auto renew, and I'm actually going to touch base with that in just a little bit. I didn't get charged for a multi-quantity fee at all. Over here, I did get charged for a partner commission fee, and that is what Big Cartel charged me for. So they charged me 68 cents for a partner commission. Also, PayPal charged me a transaction fee, okay, because that is how I was getting paid. So that can kind of resemble the one up here that you guys see, but it's basically through PayPal. It's not through Big Cartel. And right now we are just mentioning the fees provided by each of these platforms, okay? So 68 cents PayPal transaction fee. All right, so now let's go ahead and just add up the totals overall for each. Same order, same place, same thing. All right, so $3.56 plus 0.46, oops, hold on. 3.56 plus 0.46 plus 0.48 plus 0.82 plus 0.20 plus $1. $10.08. Okay? Wait, did I do that correct? Let me do it super quick again. 3.56 plus 0.46 plus 0.48 plus 0.82 plus 0.20 plus $1. All right, sorry. $6.52 I got charged on Etsy on one order with the 3 items within it, okay? So that is including the shipping and including the fees. Now we're gonna go ahead and look into how much I got charged in just the fees. So 0.46 plus 0.48 plus 0.82 plus 0.20 plus $1. $2.96. So those are the fees. All right, let's go and look into Big Cartel. So 3.18 plus 0.68 plus 0.68 equals. So overall, $4.54. Now let's look into just the fees and what I got charged. So 6.68 plus 0.68. $1.36 in just the fees. Okay? So hear me out. You can see a big difference right there and then. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it is a big difference, okay? Especially if you are just starting out your shop. Now, even though it may seem like not much for some people, for a small business, especially when you are making things yourself and you are taking the time to doing these little things here and there, and it does take time to do these things, okay? And time is money. So any little cents that you guys can save, honestly, honest to God, I would choose, if I were you, Big Cartel, okay? Hear me out. The amount of money that Etsy is making off you, it's ridiculous. Now you guys have to really look into what you are putting in and getting out of it. Now they are making off clean from you $2.96. Mind you, this is just one order. I had a total of 5 orders, okay, in Etsy. And I currently have a total of 7, I believe, yes, 7 orders on Big Cartel. So let's just make it even. Let's pretend I have 5 here and 5 here. So we're gonna see how much in fees Etsy has charged me for those 5 orders. Mind you, all of those orders, okay, those people bought multiple quantities. They never bought just one item. They bought 3 and up, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and multiply this to see how much money Etsy made just in fees. And if I'm kind of like talking like staticky, is because I'm freezing cold right now. So I'm actually gonna like put up my sweater. Okay. So let's go ahead and multiply 2.96 by 5. And it comes out to $14.80 that they're making out of nothing, out of thin air, out of you, ultimately. Now let's multiply 1.36 times 5. These guys over here, they're making $6.80 in fees only on 5 orders, okay? Now look at that big difference. So now let's subtract 14.80 minus 6.80. That's an $8 difference order, okay? That is an $8 difference. Now, mind you, there are multiple people that are still on Etsy that have been there for years, that have been there for a really, really long time, and have had multiple sales. Just imagine all the fees that Etsy has been charging them. It's ridiculous. So honestly, it didn't take me long to like see the differences between this one and this one. And I was shocked. I'm like, wow, like it stinks because like a little small shop, you want to make as much as you can, especially if it's just your baby, like, you know. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into the good things about Big Cartel and the not so good things, okay? Because not everything is perfect, okay? Not everything is 100% free. No, this is life. I'm telling you guys the real thing. So let's go ahead and look into Big Cartel. I'm gonna tell you guys the positives and the negatives. I'm just gonna tilt it a little bit so I can write. Okay. So the positives about Big Cartel is you can make your website for free and they give you 5 free listings, okay? So you get a free website and 5 free listings. Okay? Now, personally, what I do, since I am a small shop and I don't have that many things selling anyway, I just put out the best 5 things that I have or that I'm selling, and I take 5 pictures of one of those items that I'm selling, and I choose the best picture out of those 5, okay? So when you are doing the free listings, they only let you have just one picture for one product that you are selling, okay? That is kind of one of the drawbacks, but I understand why they do it, because ultimately you're getting this for free. So they are going to have some restrictions on it. But honestly, I don't mind it. If I just have one picture of one item, like this one, that's better than nothing, you know? And they're not even charging me to list that item. It's completely free. I'm saving right there those 20 cents that Etsy would charge me right off the bat. So I really like that. Next is the domain, okay? Or actually the URL. So I was able to use my Sons and Roses, okay? .bigcartel.com. So I like that URL. I like the fact that it was actually available, that I didn't have to switch it up to something saying, like some crazy thing saying. Like I just kept the original name that I always wanted. Unfortunately, on Etsy, I didn't have that advantage. I couldn't keep the Suns and Roses because it was already taken. And I know that you can buy your domain and you can actually integrate it within Etsy, and you can also integrate it within Big Cartel. That's the positive of both. But you do have to pay for a domain if you want it just to say, well, your brand or your name, whatever it is. Whether you get it from GoDaddy or you get it from somewhere else, you can integrate your domain. But being a small shop, I honestly don't need a domain. So I just went ahead and I used that, and they did give me the option to go ahead and use that, which was better than nothing, honestly. And I really liked it. The other cool thing about Big Cartel that I like is that you're able to customize your website, yes, your free website, to look either as really, really crazy or funky as you want, or super basic and plain and very, very nice to the eye. So you do have that option, and I really like that because Etsy only lets you put in the top banner and your picture, and that's it. Which, honestly, I'm like, everybody has kind of the same aesthetic, which I guess it's okay, but I honestly I like the fact that I can change the colors of my website to whatever I want it to be. So that is actually a plus, that you can customize your own website. Okay? You can put pictures, like a little slideshow and all that stuff. All right, now let's look into the payment terms. How do you get paid on Big Cartel? So there are two ways. You can get paid by PayPal, or you can use another system that they have. I personally chose PayPal because PayPal is free, and if you are beginning, you just create a PayPal personal account. Do not make a business account, just make the personal one. And it kind of links it with Big Cartel, okay? Meaning people are then able to pay you through PayPal, and Big Cartel sends you the money right away. So the person places their order on your Big Cartel website, and they pay through PayPal, and then the PayPal money appears in your account. That's how it works. Now, you can use debit cards and credit cards to pay through PayPal. I didn't know this myself, but you're able to. So it's super good in that aspect. And the money, you receive it right away. There's no waiting. That is kind of one of the drawbacks from Etsy. The fact that you have to wait, I believe, either a full week to get paid, either on a Monday or a Tuesday, which kind of stings. But I guess it is kind of their thing. So on Big Cartel, you get paid right away whenever the person places their order. So that's a really, really cool thing. Okay? Next, we're going to talk about how you go ahead and list your items on Big Cartel. Okay? Now, what I like about them is they have a system that's basically super, super straightforward. You only have to put your item picture, the description, the title, the price, the shipping, and you're done. Okay? Literally only 5 things you have to put in there, and your item is ready to be shown to the world, which honestly, it's kind of a blessing in disguise, because when I was doing Etsy, I had to basically fill out this massive, massive questionnaire that also kind of made me feel like I was doing YouTube, because you have to put tags, you have to work with their SEO in order for your shop to get found, and it was just way too much. Literally, I think there's probably 20 things that you have to go through in order for you to post a product, which is just very, very time consuming, especially if you have more than 5 items. So I like the convenience of posting something super quick on Big Cartel. Okay? So that is a super quick post of the product. Now, what I don't like about Big Cartel is basically that you have to instruct your customers within the description of everything should they need something special in it, or some customizing things, like you have to let them know right off the bat on the description so that they're able to know when they check out. Now, here's my example. Personally, for these cash envelopes, I have to list within my description that they have to either tell me to have it hole punched at the bottom or not, and I have to do that within the description. And because I am only limited to just one picture, they literally just get something like this. Meaning that if they don't read the description, they probably only think that I am able to sell them just this type of envelope rather than the also hole punched ones, you know? So whoever like looks over goes like, oh, okay, she's only selling this. No, I'm actually selling more stuff to it, more customizable for you. You just have to read the description. So that is kind of a drawback of only being able to have one picture available. But like I mentioned before, I understand why. But yes, that is kind of a drawback that I don't like about it. Okay? Now, let me continue and let me say the good things about it. There is a tab that the customer can contact you directly, and you get the email, which whatever you signed up for, and they're able to communicate with you through that email back and forth. I really like that. I also like the fact that they have and they give you an extension for you to put your URL, let's say Instagram, Facebook, or whatever platform that you're also selling to, which is super cool because I have my Instagram linked within my website. That means, let's pretend that the customer isn't able to get a hold of me within the email that I put there. They can really go quickly to my Instagram, DM me, and I get to take care of whatever problem or whatever it is that they need, okay? Which is super, super awesome too. Also, Big Cartel takes out the taxes. Like whenever somebody is placing an order, they take out the tax from that order right away. I have not quite looked into it tax-wise, but I know that if it's like over $600 that you get, then you do have to pay taxes. So for the time being, I'm not worried too much on the tax portion just yet because I haven't made that much money on it for the time, okay? All right. Now, let's go ahead and look into Etsy and the negatives about it, as well as the positives, because everything has a negative and a positive. So, let's go ahead. And write Etsy. And if you are an Etsy shop owner currently, then you guys know the positives about it. It's very, very convenient to just set up your website and just do it right away. It's convenient to put multiple pictures, and they also let you include a video of your product, and that is very, very useful because honestly, personally, whenever I do buy something, I like to see other people's reviews on it and what they think, especially if I see a video that makes me and entices me to buy that product even more. Okay, so that is one of the good things that I like about Etsy. The fact that they let you write reviews for the shops that you like. In Big Cartel, there is no option for you to leave a review for the shop, which kind of stinks, but it is what it is. You are getting it sort of for free, so that kind of offsets the fact that people aren't able to leave you reviews. But yes, the more people see your reviews, the more they want to buy from you, so that's kind of something like that. Also, I like the fact that with Etsy, you basically can post multiples of items. But like I did mention, they do charge you 20 cents per listing, which could be good, but could be bad too. However, what I don't like is the fact that they take out all of those fees that I mentioned to you guys a little bit earlier from what they have to pay you. So they don't charge you outside of it. They charge you before they even give you the money. So let's pretend that you are supposed to gain $20, okay? They go ahead and they take out their cut with all their fees and all that prior to giving you anything. So they take with them $10 and then they give you the $10. Okay? Not only that, they also go ahead and let's pretend that you bought a label. They go ahead and they take out, let's pretend the label was $5. Okay? So they also take it out of that pay, meaning that at the end of that whole thing, you only have $5 transferred to your bank account in a wired way. Okay? So if you are the type of person that you're like, oh my God, that stinks because, you know, I mean, I honestly thought that they were going to give me everything that I was making and then that I had to go back and pay them for all those fees, for all those listings, and for all of those labels that I was buying. But no, they charge you first and then they pay you. Which stinks, but you know what? For some people, it's easier that way. For some people, it stinks. For me personally, it kind of stinks because at the end of the day, I was like making pennies compared to what they were charging me, you know? But okay. Now let's go ahead and talk about Big Cartel and how their whole shipping system works. Okay? So with Big Cartel, you are not able to ship right there and then from their website. You have to use an outside source, which kind of is a drawback from it. But for some reason, I've gotten used to it. Like, I don't see it such a big deal. But I do use Pirate Ship. Okay? Now, Pirate Ship is basically, you also have to make an account with Pirate Ship, and it's completely free. But what you can do is you can link your Big Cartel store to Pirate Ship. And you just have to basically click a button that says import. And they import all of the orders that you've gotten on Big Cartel, whether it's 1 or 2, and then they appear in a huge box. And then you're able to go into each one of them and get the rates for each designated order. So let's pretend I go ahead and I get one order. I just go onto Pirate Ship, log into my account. I click the import button. The order that was just recently placed 10 minutes ago shows up. I go ahead and I put in get rates because I am getting the rates for this, for the label that has to go on top. Okay, I put in the information. I put in that there's just going to be 1 ounce. That's the weight of what I'm going to be shipping. The dimensions, which is a 6x9. And then it just shows me the rate of how much money it is going to charge me to ship it to where the person needs it to go to. Let's pretend it's Texas, okay? So it's going to tell me right there and then it's $3.18 to purchase this label. I'm going to go ahead and click the big green button to buy the label. And then it's going to ask me, how do I want to purchase this label? So then I go ahead and plug in my credit card or debit card number, purchase the label, and boom. Then I have the PDF right there ready for me to go ahead and print it out from my printer. I take it out, cut it up, put tape on it, and that's that. Okay? But ultimately, my customer has already paid for the label. So basically, that money that's coming out of my debit or credit card was already given to me by the customer through my PayPal account. Okay? So that's how the shipping works on Pirate Ship. It's super simple and super easy, honestly. I think that I've printed out close to 8 labels already. Yeah, like 8 or 7 labels of all of the orders that I have done so far. So it's not a big deal. It's super quick to ship and use. Okay? So what are my overall thoughts? And which one do I think is better out of the two? Honest to God, I really think that Big Cartel is better than Etsy. And it has nothing to do with me having anything against Etsy because it is a really, really good platform. Ultimately, I'm looking to save money. And in that comparison that I made you guys just a little bit ago, you are saving money by using Big Cartel at the end of the day. Okay? Especially if you are just beginning. If you are an existing if you are an existing owner of Etsy and you have multiple items, Big Cartel also has a monthly fee that you can pay depending on the amount of items that you have. Personally, for me, being a really, really small shop, 5 items for free is a no-brainer compared to me paying 20 cents for those 5 items that I list on Etsy. You know what I mean? So, yes, I hope that this was insightful to you guys. So, if you took anything from this, I honestly just recommend you guys going ahead and going for Big Cartel. They're not going to charge you massive fees like you guys just saw over Etsy. And I'm pretty happy. I really, really like it. And you're also able to put in there digital items as well as like big normal items. It just depends on whatever you guys choose. So whatever you guys can do on Etsy, you can do on Big Cartel. But I told you guys that everything that I know. I hope that you guys found it helpful. If you did, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and you gain some knowledge on how to start your own little business. And just massive thanks and blessings to each of you. I hope that you guys do transition if you are currently on Etsy and just look into other ways to sell your things. Okay, just because you have a massive following on one website does not mean that just because you move somewhere else, your traffic will not go with you. It's a risk, but at the end of the day, you're going to be saving money. Okay? So with that, I will let you guys go. May you all have a blessed day and blessed evening. Have a good one. Bye.